Hey everybody, this is Adam Strum, and we're about to go cruising into a better financial future with your host, Kim Cruz. Hey everybody, it's time to go cruising into a better future with Kim and Adam today.
Thanks, Adam. I am Kim Cruz. I'm a wife, a mom, daughter, sister, friend, entrepreneur, and business owner of Cruz Credit Consulting, but not necessarily in that order. And I have over 30 years experience in corporate America and a passion for helping people succeed in all areas of life. And I'm joined by my friend, Adam Strum. He's actually the brains behind this production. Adam?
Hey, I'm Adam Strum, owner of Financial Rescuers, U.S. Financial Alliance, On Target Strategies, and I sit on the board of directors of Amrak Anti Bully. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. I'm going to pass it back to Kim. I'll tell you more when she's done.
Well, together, normally we review our listeners' financial problems and address them with our experience, tips, tricks, and resources of network referrals to help you cruise into a better financial future. But today we have a very, very special guest, and I am super excited to help our audience cruise into a better future. So, Adam,
Yes,
I'm going to give
today
you the honors of
to,
introducing our guest.
today we're going to kind of scoot away from the financial part of future for just one afternoon. And the reason we're going to do that is because we do all need a better future. It's been a rough year with the pandemic. It's been a rough few years financially for most Americans. But finances are not everything in life. Life itself has to come first. Your family, your health. There are things much more important than money in life. And my close personal friend is here today. He started a very important 501c3 verified charity down in Florida called Amrak Anti Bully 5 years ago. 5 years ago. And in 5 years, hundreds of children and adults have been helped by this particular gentleman. He comes from a point where he doesn't want to end bullying on the bully side because you can't really change the mind of a bully. It's a mindset that doesn't go away. But what you can do is empower the bullied so that they can't be bullied anymore. And I had to be a part of that. He's an old friend of mine. We've known each other for almost 15 years. But when I heard what he was doing with this, I had to be a part of it. And my company at that time, Financial Rescuers, agreed to be his primary sponsor. He had another sponsor. I'm going to introduce him right now, though. His name is Sean Roberts, and he is one person at a time changing the world.
How you doing? How you doing? Thank you for the intro. You guys are amazing. I appreciate the intro and I appreciate the opportunity and I appreciate the support. And what I do is basically work with amazing people like yourselves to make a difference. And so I'm just a tool being used by God to do his work to make a difference in the world and just bringing people together to do that. And so when I first started doing that, like you said, Adam literally was the first person to support what I was doing, in which he said, you need something, I got it for you. And he got it for me, and he still has it for me. And I appreciate that. I humbly appreciate that because the most important thing is the support from people that truly care about what you're doing. And that's what's important to me. And that's what's important to the kids. And that's what's important to the people that are a part of this project. So enough said with that. But I appreciate the opportunity and I enjoy what you guys are doing.
Sean has seen every episode, Kim.
Oh, amazing. Amazing. Thank you. Thank you for checking it out.
All right.
And that's what we want to do. We just want to help people in all areas of their life. And when Adam told me about what you do, I totally agreed that this is part of somebody's success in life. And me being a mom, this is something very near and dear to my heart. Being in the position that I'm in, I am encountering so many women that are being bullied by financial situations and they're being held hostage and their finances held over their head. So this definitely is something that ties into somebody's brighter future.
Absolutely.
So
And
Sean,
so with mhm.
tell everyone what AMRAC stands for.
So AMRAC is karma spelled backwards, and so we take what that means is that we take the negative experience of a person, and in the case that your partner had mentioned about ladies being bullied financially, you take that negative experience and use that as a positive. And what I mean by that is the reason why that person is trying to bully and do the things that they do is that because they know that the person that they're doing it to can be great. And so they're trying to take away the person's ability to be great. And so we encourage people to receive the negativity. I know it sounds weird, but receive it as an opportunity for you to be great. So they just basically preparing you to be great and to do well. And so once you understand that concept, you can move forward and do amazing things.
This is why I love you, my brother. Because you see it so clearly. And, you know, I'm also, people don't know this, I am a counselor. And for anyone out in the Arizona way that Sean contacts that needs one-on-one counseling, he's referred them to me. I run a group once a week here in Arizona for the bullied to come and speak and build their self-esteem and build their self-worth up, because esteem and self-worth are the bodysuit of armor that prevents bullying.
Absolutely.
So, you know, I absolutely love that we're associated with you. I couldn't wait to be on your board of directors. It makes me proud. I talk about it. Kim will tell you, I talk about it in networking groups all the time.
Yep, he sure does.
And I'm proud that I was the first sponsor. I'm proud to continue to be a sponsor, and I will always be a sponsor. Even if I sit on the board, I'm not going to just make others. I will continue to be a sponsor of Amrak Anti Bully. Now, something else, see, people know that Sean is soft spoken because they can hear it, and that he cares about Amrak and people that are being bullied. But, you know, Sean is a director and producer in Hollywood,
Yes.
Orlando and Hollywood, Florida. And he's currently working on a new project. But before we even get to that, tell them about your past success, because from what I understand, the people over at the Orlando Film Festival know your name pretty well.
Well, the first film that came out in 2017, it took us about 2.5 years to create, but we got it done, and then that came out at the Orlando Urban Film Festival at the Universal Studios AMC movie theater here in Orlando. And then, you know, that was a big accomplishment. And then moving forward from that, I was able to produce the second film, which is called The Pain Behind You, which deals with abuse and women being controlled by their abusive husbands. And so that film took us about a year to make. And then we had that at the Fashion Square Mall movie theater. And we had a red carpet premiere there, which was also on the red screen. On the big screen. Yeah. And then followed by that, we're able to get it on Roku. So if you have a Roku TV, you can see the particular project there. And then moving forward for this particular project, we're taking it a step further where we're looking for more avenues where Roku, of course, big screen, of course, and then we're looking to do hula hoop. I keep pronouncing it kind of crazy, but you guys understand what I'm saying. Hulu, right? And Google Play. And so the
that'll
aim
be
of this
nice.
yes, and the aim of this particular project is not, you know, to be for Florida, but the goal is worldwide, and that's what we're shooting for, and that's what's going to happen.
Okay, well, you know what they say, if you believe it, you can make it into existence. So, and I know nobody believes in this more than you. So therefore, if you're telling me it's going to be international, I know for a fact it's going to be international. There's no doubt in my mind. I want to say I've seen the film, The Pain Behind You. In fact, I called you right after watching it to talk to you about it. It's a thought-provoking short film. The star of the show is this weird-looking guy I used to sit next to, though.
Who's that?
I think his name is Sean Roberts. Now
Yeah, so in that particular,
it had to be
mhm.
really rough for you to play an abusive husband and father because that's not in you at all.
Yeah, and it's really funny that you say that because what I did was I researched the character very thoroughly. I watched a lot of different videos and films, as well as I would watch, construction workers because he's a construction worker in the film, and I actually put on more weight to play that particular character, to be as mean as he was. And the funny thing about it is that a couple of my friends, they watched the film and they were like, they came up to me, they were like, oh my god, like you're really an actor. And I was like, yes, I said. And they were like, but you were so mean, and it's not you. And I was like, that's acting.
Yeah, Sean is actually one of the kindest individuals in the world. I'll tell you that right now. As far as just kindness goes, thinking about others before he thinks about himself. He's been that way since I met him back in 2007. Um, so I want to talk about a couple other things, though. You and I have been friends for a long time, so I want to bring up a little bit of our past. We worked together in a call center for a company called Crusader, which was debt relief. And that's where we really got to know each other before moving to a second company together. You, me, and three other people from that office, if you recall, back to the car wash, as we called it. So you actually did work helping people get their finances in order. You do have a connection to the USFA world, that world behind me, and the credit cleaner world, the cruzcreditconsulting.com world. So you do have a connection to that. And that's where this whole thing really started, was you trying to help people. And you found it was a lot more effective helping people the way you're doing it now. Correct?
Well, there's several answers to that question.
Okay.
One, personally, I had an experience of being bullied in the entertainment industry, and then I'm adding to some of the things that you stated, but the main drive behind what I'm doing is adding to the statement you made, is helping people be the best versions of themselves, and understanding that don't feel bad when someone bullies you, because that's their ability to feel better about themselves. And so all they're doing is being selfish and trying to hurt you to make themselves feel better. And actually, you're the better part of their experience, and for you to understand that you are the most important thing to you. And once you understand that, then what anyone else says to you, it just rolls off of you. And so, yes. So I was just adding to what you were saying.
Oh, no, that was
Sean,
perfect. That was
that
perfect.
is
Go ahead,
so
Kim.
powerful. It's so powerful what you're doing. And how, take me into a look at how you bring this out to the public, how you take this out to the community.
So, so social media is really big. So I literally live on Facebook and Instagram and those things. And so a lot of people use those tools for a lot of selfish reasons, and what happens, a lot of people get lost in that. And then a lot of people feel like they get bullied in that as well. And so what I do is I take current situations, I write the films, I produce them so people can actually feel, the character, relate to the character, and learn from the character. So the people that I put in the projects, they literally have been bullied. And so when they play these characters, they really come to life. And it's really amazing to see the change in who they are and who they become. And so the best example I give is that we're basically taking a person that feels like they're coal, and we're turning them into the diamond that they're destined to be.
Wow.
I love it. I absolutely love it. All right. So a couple of strange things. There's a lot of synchronicity in this world. Kim and I had a guest last week named Maya Calev. And it turns out that Maya Calev has a daughter who actually auditioned for you. Did she not, Sean?
Yes. I remember Maya Calev.
It's a small world.
It's a very small world.
I want to talk about charity in general, though. See, a lot of people have a misconception of what charities and charitable organizations are. And
Absolutely.
Yep, I want to see if I can do a little clarification the way I do about finances. The same direct breakdown of it. So, Charity is about giving of yourself, but at the same time, it's about making yourself feel good about what you're giving to. So,
Right.
all of us support some charity somewhere, and we don't even know we're supporting it some of the time. Like, there are tons of people
Mhm.
that shop at the Salvation Army and Goodwill. You're
Mm-hmm.
supporting a charity. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of people will
Mhm.
throw $1 in Santa's cup at Christmas, which is the Salvation Army.
Mhm.
There's
Mhm.
lots of different charities out there. And I want to let people know that they can go to amrakantibully.org, O-R-G, organization, and read more about Sean, read more about the upcoming movie, read more about The Pain Behind You, the movie that was last time. Um, Learn more about the empowering of the kids who are in the films, because that's Sean's primary function. He has people like me and other counselors that help with the outside work. But his job is to when he's casting for his movies, he wants child actors and adult actors who actually understand the topic. So part of the interview process is to find out if they've been a bully or bullied, because that's who he wants. He wants that feeling of reality in his films, and it comes through in The Pain Behind You. It's an art style film, so be prepared. Don't expect Mary Poppins or Transformers. That's not what it's about. It's about making you think, and that's what most charities are about. They're about making you recognize things you might ignore because they can be uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Kim and I help battered women and abused women escape. We work with women's shelters, which I'm going to connect Sean with very shortly. We're working with them. They like to work in some secrecy, obviously, in order to help protect the women who
Absolutely.
come to them. So it's very hard to get them to accept, especially any male that's trying to hook up with them in a way to be helpful. They know that they're losing out in some cases, but they'd rather lose out than take risk for these women. And so it's hard, but it's not impossible. And eventually, I'm planning to get the network Kim and I work with of women's shelters to hook up with Amrak a little bit for more resources for both parties. Um, it's a very worthwhile charity. And so I urge anyone watching us, go to amrakantibully.org. There's a donate link. Donate $1. Feel better about yourself today, even if it's just $1. I mean, we all spend a lot more than that on a coffee. But if you donate $1, that's $1 more of resources Sean has to help kids get their self-esteem back and be able to stand on their own 2 feet and not worry about the kids who are going to call them very harsh names, or kids that are going to trip them in the hall at school, or all the different tactics that are the basis for bullying. Does that make sense to you, Sean?
Absolutely. And I want to add to what you're saying. So how we approach situations. So we want companies, we want corporate people, we want, business owners, we want actors, other producers, we want the community to come together and help build the youth so that it builds our society. And so it's a community approach to making everyone better.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All
And
right.
And
So
so that's what we're all about. Mhm.
when it comes to bullying as a parent,
Mhm.
what what advice can you give to a parent both on the bullying side and being bullied?
Okay, and I'm glad you asked that question because I've been, I've had situations like that. A lot of times the parents feel really bad that their child is being bullied, right? So
Mhm.
they have this guilt and they really hurt because they feel they're not being a good parent, meaning they're like, why is my child being bullied? And
Mhm.
so these are the things, this is for them as well. These are the things that I say is that okay, if your child is not worthy of anything, or if you're not worthy of anything, why is somebody taking the time to bother you or to try to make you feel bad? And so I want you to, receive that on a deeper terms. So if I'm in school and someone is continuously bothering me, right? I'm a nobody, and you're the most famous person in school. Why are you taking the time to try to hurt me, or disrespect, my parents for that matter? Why is
Mhm.
that happening? And so and if you really look at it, they're letting you know that you're about to be great. And so most people, and this is a fact, most successful people have been bullied. And so what I say from that is, so you look at it as training. So you got the training to learn how to persevere. So let's take, for example, you guys are working with battered women, right? So if they learn to say, hey, I'm valued, I'm worth something, I'm important, you're just trying to take things from me, they will be so powerful because they know who they are, and then they went through the worst of the worst. So if they went through the worst of the worst, they could do anything. And so I say that, for single parents, it's like, well, listen, you know how to raise 2 or 3 kids on your own, and most people can't even do it with another parent. So that means you have more ability than someone else. So take that, receive it, digest it, and move forward. So
But it's all about empowerment.
Right. So what I do, and I'm just adding to it, what I do is I watch empowerment videos to keep me focused on what I have to do, because, I too come across some challenges and things like that. And then you start thinking certain way. And I'm like, no, it's a process. It's a process. So when it's a process, in order for you to be great, you have to go through things. And so my goal, I always say that it's going to be a great day. I'm going to do great things. And that's what I achieve to do each day that I wake up.
That would make that day a day that ends in Y.
Well, everyone has the why, but then once you understand the why, then you have the purpose.
Yes, exactly. Sean, you're just amazing.
This what you just said, your response to my question, I wish I had a like button that I could just keep hitting, because as a parent, it's hard being a parent. It is very, very difficult. Our kids don't come with manuals. It does take a village to raise children, but you are absolutely right. And I think empowerment, self-worth, self-esteem are some of the most important things that you can teach your children to carry them on in life.
Yeah. So, and I'll add to this, right? And it's really interesting. See, I don't have kids, but I work with a lot of different kids. And so what it is, I'm a role model for them, right? So for example, we just had an interview a little bit earlier today. And so the kid was nervous. She was nervous. And I said, listen, I said, you have a lot of TikTok followers. You know how to handle yourself. This is how we're going to do it. And I'm going to be the first to go. And then you're going to go, right? Now, we did this interview, and I kid you not. And I want you guys to see it as well. And it's so powerful because she handled it so classy and elegant, and she's 13. But what I'm saying to that is, when you show them, a lot of times, and parents do it all the time, because even my mother does it to me, they know some things and they try to control you. But what happens is that if you allow the kid to, like, you give it to them, right, and let them digest it, and then they'll work it out their way. And I think that will help a lot of parents, because a lot of, you're doing it out of love, but you have to remember too that they're individuals. And that's,
you said something that struck a chord with me, that she was very nervous, but she has all of these TikTok followers. You never know what's going on behind the scenes. On the outside, they may look may look like they have it all together. And my husband is a football coach, so he works very, very closely with youth. It's a high school football coach. And you see these kids, and he comes home and we talk about some of his players that are having tough times, but you would never know that they are having tough times because of what
I'm going to let out a secret. I'm going to let out a secret. 3rd grade through 7th grade, I was severely bullied. Now, it's hard to believe looking at me and knowing how outgoing and how strong and how everything I look, and Sean knows this, I've discussed it with him in the past, but I got beat up on a daily basis by 3 bullies every single day on my way home from school, from 3rd grade all the way through 7th grade. And the first 3 years were pure hell. And I had someone similar to Sean in my life back then who basically taught me why it's not a big deal and why I shouldn't even think about it. Once it's done, they've done their thing. Just go home and live your life and don't think about it. And they were right and wrong, but they were right because I was too young to process what Sean teaches at the time. By the time I hit sixth grade, I wasn't too young anymore. And I started to learn the psychology behind why they picked on me every single day. And that was jealousy. I was much smarter than they were.
Exactly.
Yeah. So Sean, you and I, like I said, you and I have talked about this. I want to publicly let you know, though, that when Sean was growing up, his grandmother played a huge role in his upbringing, and she recently passed away. And I want to offer my deepest condolences.
I appreciate it. I really do. She was the nucleus of the family. But the most interesting thing about it, I'm truly at peace because how she she left us, and she's in us. So that pushes me further to be even better, to make others better. And so it's a blessing and a curse at the same time. I wish he was here, of course, but I get it. I understand. We're in these bodies for a temporary time, and one day I'll go. And so that's why I'm heavily invested in leaving an impact on these individuals, because right now the current situation, they're trying to divide and cause so much harm over nonsense. Let's get back to humanity. Let's get back to the main reasons why we're here and stop focusing on the differences in a bad way. And actually, the differences is not really bad if you really take the time to think about it.
I completely agree.
True.
And
True.
as a board member and as part of the Amrak family, and that's what it is, it's not just a charity, it's a family. As part of that family, I am going to let all of our viewers and anyone who hears us on the podcast and anyone who works with Kim or I in our various networks know, contact me. I'm going to help you do what Courtney Epps and Andre Baraka and all of our financial guests have told you to do, and help the kids and the battered women all at the same time. Because, see, if you set up a monthly subscription to give 25, 50, or $100 to Amrak every month, you get a tax deduction for that. It will help decrease the amount of taxes you pay. It is a registered 501c3 with the federal government, which means that your dollars donated are matched 100% in tax credit. So that being said, contact me. I'll get you set up, but I'll add some additional incentive. Okay. An hour of my time, if you sign up to do $50 every month to Amrak, I will sit down and do business coaching with you one-on-one for 1 hour. On Target Strategies, my business consulting firm normally charges $250 for that hour. So you'll get that for free. You'll get the width of my network, which is hundreds of people wide, the width, the length of my downline, which Kim can tell you. We've known each other for months. She's barely met 1/10 of the downline that I work with. Okay. It's broad. And in my network, my literal network of business owning friends, there's not a resource on earth I can't get for you if you need it. So that all being said, contact me by email. My email's in that description box down there under this video. Let's talk about this. Let's get you a subscription to start helping Sean help these kids produce more films that wake people up. Because sometimes bullies don't even know that they're doing it. They don't even know that they're bullying. And if that's the case, those are the bullies you can change. The ones who don't realize they're even doing it because it just comes second nature. If they realize they're doing it, they actually may stop. So the films are great for waking bullies up to the reality of what they're doing and empowering the bullied to stand up and have that self-esteem to not be hurt by it anymore. Sean, do you want to add to my offer?
Well, they get the opportunity. If they do donate, they'll know firsthand where the funds are going, simply because we're very transparent, and it's being invested in the kids and the projects themselves. So, you're getting that promotional aspect of it, and simply we're literally changing and saving lives. That's
Yep.
literally what we're doing. And so I want to add to that as we're speaking. I want to give a great thanks to another sponsor, which was Bossmatic. He, was with me since the beginning. He provided me
Go ahead, say his
with
name. He's a good friend of mine. I've had
touch.
some long
Yeah.
chats with him.
But now I'll say his name. But with that said, he's provided me, with some gear that helped us grow, and I truly appreciated him. And where he provided me with the first, we created the first anti-bully sneaker, which we have those.
There
and
are
no one has
Amrak
ever
sneakers.
created Amrak sneakers, yes. And it's David Gonzalez is his name, and he's a good friend and he's a good person. So
He's
I
a
just
very
wanted
good
to
person.
mention something.
I've had talks, as you know, you introduced me to him, and the two of us have talked on many an occasion. I also want to let people know the Amrak sneaker will definitely boost you up higher than a Michael Jordan will.
Well,
And they're very comfortable,
I'm definitely interested in checking out the Amrak sneakers. And Sean, you and I will be talking about some donations that Cruz Credit Consulting can be making on behalf of my clients as well. So
I appreciate it.
I'm excited for what you are doing.
And
Go ahead.
and I appreciate it. And the most important thing, and this is what I want everyone to get from the conversation, it's not about the money. It's about the mission. And the mission is it's going to impact all of us. If we invest in our kids to make them better human beings, then it helps us as we get older as well. So what I want people to get out of this, let's water the seeds so that they can be amazing plants and flowers, because we really need to water the youth. A lot of them are hurt, and a lot of adults are hurt for that matter. So we all have to take a stand, and this is what it's all about. You could be a corporate person, you could be a producer, an actor. You all have the ability to make a change, and that's what it's all about.
Right. You have to take a first step or the world won't change. And that's what it's all about, is true. See, we didn't mention it, but Sean throws picnics for bullied children in the park. He's had party events open to the public. He really empowers the kids who come to work on his projects. And I love him for it, because I've spoken to a few of these kids on the phone during telephone sessions, and there's such an amazing dramatic change from when they first walk on and meet Sean and his team to where they are just 90 days later. You wouldn't recognize them. The empowerment that comes from being valued is insane. How quickly they go from their hair covering their face and their head down to, hey, let's all get started doing, and boom, boom, boom. And they're just in control, and they feel like they're in control. And when you feel like you're in control of what you're doing, there's no better feeling in the world, because it just feels like you're lining up with the way the world needs you to be, not wants you to be, but needs you to be.
Needs you to be, exactly.
So, Sean and I think a lot alike that way.
Sean, you are doing amazing things. And from one human to another human, thank you. Bless you for stepping up. We need more people in the world like you to take this on. So thank you. Thank you.
And I throw that back to you. You guys are part of the process. You see, you're part of, these are the steps that needs to be taken. Everyone is always looking for others for leadership. And I'm going to say this to people so that they can understand what and process what I'm saying. Sometimes people be in positions that they cannot fulfill. So therefore, you have to be a leader and to show others how to lead. And so what I'm saying is, be the best version of yourself you could possibly be. And therefore, that makes you a leader.
I love it.
Thank you for that message.
Love that.
Yep.
So, Sean, I'm going to put all of your information, all right, down in our description box so people can find amrakantibully.org, and they can find you on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, because you do live on the social media, like you said.
I sure do. Yeah.
That's your second persona, but you are you. They can find you using your name on all these platforms. They can also find Amrak, which has a separate page on Facebook as well. I know because I've helped manage
Yes.
it at times. I want to make sure to get the word out again. So my offer is going to be in the description box. For people who contact me, I'm going to tell you how you go about getting your full tax deduction for it, which means it really isn't costing you anything, to help Sean throw more of these picnics this coming summer, and to help get his films out there instead of in 1 and 2 years, every 6 months to a year, because more funds means he can do more to help the community. And he's spreading from Florida to Arizona to California. Up north, we have people helping in Philadelphia and New York. And this year, Amrak is going international. So that all being said, this is one of the most worthy causes you can possibly imagine, because it's not just the children. The children, 3.2 million children a year are bullied. 3.2 million. That's 1 out of every 100 people, not children. 1 out of every 100 people in America is a child that's being bullied. That's way
And let
too
me
many.
add to your comment there, as well as your colleague. So if we empower individuals, now look at the pattern here, right? So if we empower you at a young age, then now you're more self-confident. So now it's going to take you away from somebody trying to introduce drugs into your life. That's going to be knocked out because you're confident in yourself, where that you don't even want to do that, and you love yourself enough. Secondly, it's going to deter you from an abusive relationship because you know who you are. And so, these are some of the things of helping individuals to know who you are. And once you know who you are, that's where the power lies. So if someone is bullying you wherever you are, school or at work, I know who I am. I know why you're doing this, and therefore you're not going to have control over me. And so we're just empowering people to, just to continue to be the best version of themselves that they can be.
I completely agree. I was headed there right before you cut me off, which was it's not just about the children, though. 3.2 million children are bullied. There are people bullied at work that are adults. There are battered women who are bullied by their abusive spouses or boyfriends or parents. There are abusive parents out there, people. Amrak's scope is all bullying. It's not just the kids, which is why Kim and I are teaming up with Sean the way we do, because we are a section of Amrak. And that being said, I'm going to let it all go. But Sean, I'm also going to throw a picture of you up there, if it's okay with you.
Uh-oh. Okay, let's see what you got there.
I'll let you say yes or no, because I like you so much. I'll let you say yes or no. But when my little video, when my video elves and editors, I talk about them every week, start putting this video together for the channel, I'm going to pick a picture and I'll ask you if you approve, and I'm sure you will, because I'm going to pick a very nice picture of you. But I want people, since you couldn't be on video today because you're traveling.
Okay, I understand. Yeah.
Yep. I want them to see you because you have the most incredible smile. You really do. And for those that don't know, if you're watching the ABC affiliate out of Tampa, you will see Sean on the news tonight. ABC.
No, it's not. It's not
tonight.
Not tonight.
Not tonight. Okay. What date is it airing?
They haven't told me yet, but it's coming, and I'll be glad to share it with you guys.
In that case, people are going to have to just check your Facebook each day until you post it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
But he did a long interview with the ABC News affiliate out in Tampa, and he rushed back home just to be on our show today, which is amazing.
Sure did.
And Sean, we greatly, greatly appreciate you. And I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for allowing us to bring this to our audience as well. You're doing an amazing thing. So thank you.
I appreciate you guys. The most important thing is to have amazing people with you. And so when there's more than one, you can do more when it's just one.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll tell you a secret, Sean, on live, right here on the network, and I'm not going to cut this out. I would never have or have done a YouTube channel if it wasn't for Kim. So just think about that for a minute. I wouldn't have a YouTube channel if it wasn't for Kim. And I really don't think she would have started a YouTube channel if it wasn't for me. So, you know, we're here because we saw an opportunity, and we know that we both bring a lot to the table when we have a guest on, and we think that we are helping people understand their credit and finances and how to go about starting a business better with every show we do. And we have some crazy important guests coming up. This coming Tuesday, we have morning news show host and former sports desk editor for
Yep.
CNN, Rafer Weigel.
Okay.
He's
Sounds
going to be
good.
on with us
Sounds
on
good.
Tuesday. He now runs his own media firm, and we can't wait to have him on. And then right after him, the also famous Ken Newman out of San Francisco, who runs a charity called Blanket the Homeless. But that's not his career. His career is in songwriting, performing. He has albums that have been out before. He's also a professional magician who's performed with some of the biggest names in magic. And he's on with us also next week on 2 days after Rafer. So we have some
we
big names
cover it
coming
all.
up, and
Yep.
we're going to touch on all the topics that affect people's financial life. As far as affecting their financial life, where you come in, Sean, the financial success rate of someone who has self-esteem is 112 times greater than the person that doesn't. So what you're building a world of kids who will succeed.
That's what it's all about. Because I'll say this to you. So when I went to prep school, my prep school invested in me, right? And so what they instilled in me was the fact that you just don't get an A, you get an A plus, and even be upset that you got an A plus. And so the level of achievement is important to me because that's my standards. I'm not throwing anything in anyone's face. It's just that I have high standards. And so that's what I'm trying to instill in the young people. Don't let that person, and I say this metaphorically speaking, don't let that small person, meaning that negative person, bring you down for what is about to be your greatest achievement.
Right. The only person who can hold you back, and this is something I teach in the classes I give to the kids that come in to my counseling, the only person on earth who can hold you back is you.
Yep.
No one else can
Exactly.
hold you back. If you have a goal you want to achieve, you're going to achieve it unless you stop yourself from achieving it.
Right.
Yep.
Yep.
On that note, Sean, we've got to let you go. I can't believe we've been on an hour.
Hey.
Time flies when you're having fun, doesn't it?
Exactly.
Sean, we really thank you for taking the time to come sit and talk with us. It's nice to get away from finances for a day and talk about something that is powerful, that is progressive, that is powerful, that is helping children and helping adults that really need clarity. It's just amazing when you think about how the world can change just because one person had a vision. And that one person is you, Sean, and I'm glad to be a part of it. I know that your other friend over at Bossmatic is proud to be a part of it. I know that everyone who starred in your films has had nothing but incredible things to say. So that all adds up to you're doing the right thing.
I appreciate it, and thank you for supporting me. I truly appreciate it. You have no idea.
You know I've got your back.
Yeah,
I don't know if you can see my video, but I've got your back, man. I've had your back since Lenny Tan and Donald Robinson were behind you. You know, these are people we know from when we used to work together. But yeah, I have your back, and I'll even harass Alex Kaufman to start donating.
Oh yeah, Alex.
You remember Alex?
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yep, I'll talk to him later. But let's be honest. We definitely, both Kim and I, support everything you're working on. We're hoping this is the best summer ever as people come out of this pandemic economy into the new economy as it grows. And again, for all you small businesses out there that want a tax write-off, but want to help, I'll give you my time and my resources if you help Amrak expand. That's the word I'm looking for. I want Amrak to, the reach is already huge. Like he said, the last movie's available on Roku. Look for it. It's called The Pain Behind Me. The new film coming up later this year. My New Family. My New Family. It's a battle of good and evil, if I'm not mistaken. But My New Family, it's going to be amazing. You'll probably be able to find that on the same place as well as 3 other platforms, like you were saying, Hulu, Google Play, and others. I'm
Right.
looking forward to it. I can't wait to see it. And we'd like to have you back sometime in the future and tell us how much growth we've had in that future.
Sounds good. It's all about,
Definitely.
helping people be better, do better. And I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
We appreciate you taking time to be with us. I'll shut up. I know Kim has something to say.
I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you again. Tune in next week. We're actually on Thursday, right? We're doing two more episodes.
We have 2
this
more
week.
shows
2
this
more
week,
shows this week,
and then 2
yes.
big ones that we are
And then
we are
2
on
next week.
demand or in
Yes,
demand.
we are.
This week coming up, just so people know, we have Brett Malik, who is an expert on business lending. He's not actually the loan officer. He's an expert on finding people the proper loan entities. So let's make that clear. And he's going to spend an hour with us. And then we have Leah. I'm not even going to give her last name right now. It's going to be a surprise. We have Leah on Friday, and Leah works with CPAs.
Yes.
And as we all know, most CPAs kind of work alone, or they have a secretary in themselves, and they're sort of sheltered people because they're working with numbers all day. She teaches them how to grow into firms rather than just being individuals. She takes CPAs, brings them together to create firms of CPAs, which are much stronger than just an individual. So we have her on Friday talking about how to tell who's a good CPA or when a CPA is necessary instead of a tax preparer and things of that. These are the questions people have sent in, so I'm sort of giving away a little bit, but we're going to have a lot of fun with both of them.
And lastly, if any of our audience has questions they would like answered, or they would like a certain topic covered, Adam, how do they get in touch with us?
Well, let's see. We've gone through carrier pigeon and dog. We tried telegraph. How about they just email us at questions@Cruzin, Cruzin, questions@cruisinintobetterfinancialfuture.com. And we will try to get an expert to answer your questions. What we do is we group them together, and then we find someone who meets the qualifications of expert. We have them on, and we ask them your questions. Let us be your mouthpiece. Send in your questions whenever you want. You can contact Kim at her information is below. You can contact me. My information is below. You can find Amrak at amrakantibully.org. Again, that's Amrak, which is karma spelled backwards, AMRAK, antibully.org. And there is a donate button there, which I hope you use liberally. Feel free. I know they could use the help. I know that, eliminating bullying is not going to happen, but making bullying obscure is. It's not going to be the norm anymore. Help us out. Help us help everyone else.
Yep. So until
Full
next
circle.
time,
Yes, sir.
keep watching our shows where we help you cruise into a better financial future. Thanks, everyone.
See you next time. Thank you for being a part of Cruising into a Better Financial Future. Don't forget to hit subscribe so you don't miss a future episode. We'll see you next time. Bye.